just want to say that I'm back.
Hey y'all, so I am back with another video today. I have been in like a slump, like a creative slump. Like I've just been in a slump, like a reading slump, just a slump. Like I have not been feeling motivated to create any type of content. I've just have not been feeling it. So in order for me to get out of my hole, I have to push myself out of the hole or it'll just get worse and worse and worse. So I'm like trying to force myself to film content so I can get myself back to normal because I just haven't been doing anything. Because I was supposed to be consistently giving content and I haven't, but that's because I haven't been feeling it at all. But I'm here and I have fun stuff that I want to talk about. So today I want to share my favorite animation villains. This video should be out before my villain redemption arc video, but if it's not, oh well. But I want to share my favorite animated villains. Now, this is not your list, right? This is not your list. So like, do not get in my face. Do not get in my comments talking about this is incorrect. This is my list. This is an opinion-based video, okay? If you have your favorite animation villains, the ones you feel like the best, you can comment those down below. These are my personal favorites, right? And I also want to add a disclaimer. This is ranked by who I love and adore the most. This is not ranked by powers, skills, and abilities, okay? I don't want y'all to get that confused. This is ranked by who I like the most, right? Like my personal top 5, my personal top 10. This is not ranked by who is more powerful than who is more skilled than who. Because when you look at this ranking, it's not giving, right? When it comes to that, this is based on who I love the most, who is my personal favorite, right? And I'm going to explain why they are my personal favorite, okay? I have 10. I could have done more, but I was overthinking it and I don't got that type of time. So, coming in at number 10, my first like 10, 9, 8, those ones are real unserious. So, coming in at number 10, he is very unserious. He's very unserious. Well, you know what? He is unserious to a certain degree. Coming in at number 10 as one of my favorite cartoon villains, animation villains, is Doofenshmirtz. Now, the reason why Doofenshmirtz is sitting here at number 10 is because he is unserious, right? And not because he's just unserious, but like he had the potential, right? It's like he had the potential to use his innators, you know, to use his abilities and his skills to actually do something. And it just falls short every time. But he is also very funny, right? So like I have to give him some cool points. Like, you know, not all villains really need to, you know, commit an evil act to a certain degree and do. Sometimes there are just villains who are there to be funny and to just be the antagonist and the villain, right? And that's just what he is, right? And you know, you get defeated by a platypus, you know, a platypus who doesn't even talk at that. Smirch, he has a sad story, and he also, as a character, I just feel like as a character, he was a cool character, but it just, you could have did more with that. He could have did more with that. I just feel like he could have did more. He could have did more. And trying to defeat little kids, it's like you could be doing something else. You know, you could be doing something else. You see what I'm saying? That's why you gotta sit right here. But you're funny as a character. You're funny, like you're funny, and also you have the smarts, right? You clearly have the smarts because you can create inventions that could be useful. So but the potential just falls short for me. But he's funny. Coming in at number 9 is Plankton. Okay, Plankton from SpongeBob. First of all, SpongeBob is one of my favorite cartoon shows of all time. Like, if you ask me my favorite cartoon shows, like if I had to rank them, SpongeBob would sit at number 1. But see, here's the thing with Mr. Sheldon. Sheldon is sitting this low because he has the potential as well. Like, he has the potential to be greater than what he is. Like, you are out here trying to steal the Krabby Patty for me. It's like, hang it up. Like, having a restaurant is just not for you. And it's just like, that is okay. You can go make inventions. Like, he literally created a computer wife, right? He literally created a computer wife. He can invent, he can make, just like Doofenshmirtz. Him and Doofenshmirtz are oddly similar. But see, the thing about Plankton is he is chaotic, right? He is chaos. He is funny. And that is why I love him as a character, because I love the chaos of it all. I love the chaos of it all. I love the destruction of Plankton. I love his jokes. He's funny. He's also not afraid to admit defeat either. But see, what I also like about him is he's going to get up and he's going to try again. That's what I like about him and Doofenshmirtz. They're going to get up and they're going to go try again. Not like they really have much of a choice, because that is a part of the storyline, right? That's a part of the episodes of the shows. But they're going to get up and try again. They're not going to let their plan be defeated by just because they lost that one time. They're going to go and going to get up again and do it. But the thing I think is that they just have much more potential, right? Him coming after a Krabby Patty secret formula, it's like Plankton can do way more destruction than going after a secret formula just so he can have a poppin' ass restaurant business. Like, he can literally go do something else and be popping at it, right? He can literally transform the Chum Bucket into something else and get money from it. Like, he can literally invent things. Like, you're around here trying to steal a Krabby Patty formula, a cheeseburger formula, a secret cheeseburger formula that you can actually invent stuff. Like, it's just not clicking for me. Like, you can go do something else. But see, I love Plankton as a character because he's chaos and he's fun. He's funny and he's chaotic, and he still has a goal in mind, right? He still has a goal in mind. It's just the goal. It's just like, you could be doing something else. You know what I mean? You could be doing something else. One is coming in at number 8 is Mojo Jojo. Now, Mojo Jojo from the Powerpuff Girls. Here's my thing with Mojo Jojo. Mojo Jojo is he falls a little short because you get beat up by little kindergartners, preschoolers all the time. But see, I can give Mojo Jojo his points because he had his episode. He had his days where he came in and he got his little brownie points. He did what he needed to do before he got defeated by them. But like, he is another person to me who just, okay, comparing him to like Doofenshmirtz and Plankton is similar, right? Because they have the potential to do greater damage. But see, Mojo Jojo, he had a greater plan in mind. You know what I mean? He had a greater plan in mind. But sometimes he will fall a little short. He will fall a little short sometimes because, you're getting beat up by little girls. But he did get his licks in. You know what I mean? He did get his licks in. He's also very funny as a character. I like the chaos of Mojo Jojo too. So that's kind of why I have them down below. They're funny. They're chaotic. They're on the much funner side with a potential to do bigger things. You know what I mean? That's why I got them low. And at number 7 is the Lich from Adventure Time. Oddly scary. But the reason why he's sitting at number 7, I like characters more than him, but he has the potential to be higher, but there are characters I like more than him, but he is what I would like to say a great villain, especially on the show. essentially what, Death, the Grim Reaper, I guess. But he comes in with his motive. The motive is this, and he comes in, he does what he needs to do, and that's it. It's not like he has the trope of where we have to see good in him, you know what I mean? What kind of like the other villains on Adventure Time. He is kind of a traditional villain. He doesn't have any redeemable qualities as a villain, so it's kind of like he comes in, he's just a pure villain, and that's what I like about him. And he's oddly scary. Love the voice of the character. I like it. Me personally, I prefer my villains to have a little more depth or something, but see, that's not what he's here for. See, I like him specifically for the reason that he is not that. He has more of a mysterious mystique to him, and besides, he's immortal. He has many abilities. It's like, what more can I ask for a villain, right, to do their job as the villain, right? We don't need him to have any redeemable qualities. He's literally death, right? He does what needs to be done for the show, right? Or maybe dragged, but it's fine, because I like him. I don't like him more than I like who I have above him. So the next person is Zaire. Zaire from Legend of Korra. The reason why he is sitting at number 6 is because, okay, there are people I like more than him. There are characters that I like more than him, and I'm going to explain why. But I like him, and he's sitting there because as a character, he's what? I would describe him as the anti-villain, right? He has these goals in mind, but the goals in mind that he has these goals in mind that goes against what, you know, the protagonist, or what goes against the story, right? But it's about how he is going about it, right? How his behaviors, like what he is doing and how he is going about achieving those goals is what is making him a villain, right? So he's an anti-villain. But the reason why I like him as a character, he is a little but as a character, as a villain, I feel like he is really well written. He's one of the most well written characters in Legend of Korra. His goals, right? It's like, okay, he has these goals. I have these goals. I'm trying to not like say it without spoiling it, because I don't want to spoil it for you. But he has these goals in mind, and the goals he has in mind, it makes sense. So it's kind of like, it makes you kind of want to side with the villain, because the goals he has in mind, it goes against the story, but it makes sense, right? It's not like he's just trying to like take over the world. It's not like he's trying to steal something from someone. It is a valid counter argument. You know what I mean? It's a valid counter argument. And what I kind of have a thing for anti-villains, because it's like they have valid counter arguments. And the thing about a villain is that what makes them a good villain, the thing about a villain is like the arguments that they have, it goes against the morals. It goes against the morals of like the protagonist, so it kind of challenges the protagonist, and that's kind of how we get a good story. Why did that take me so long to say? Whatever. Anyway, that's what I was trying to say. But also, Zaire is also a really great fighter. Shout out to that scene with him and Korra. Also a really good fighter, so I have to give credit when credit is due. I have to give credit when credit is due. Like, you know, he's a bit fucked up in the part of the story, but I have to give credit when credit is due. When you do your job as a villain, I have to give credit. I have to give credit. So, and at number 5, we're going into my top 5. Okay. Coming in at number 5 is White Diamond from Steven Universe. The baddest bitch to ever do it. I mean, the baddest bitch to ever do it. I mean, Okay, so what makes Miss White Diamond the it girl out of all of the other it girls? She is different, right? Cause we know that she is the essentially one of the most powerful out of all of the girls, but it okay, what makes her special is like she is challenging Steven in a different way than the other ones did, right? Because we know Steven is not really a fighter, he wants to talk his way out of things. She kind of does the same thing. One of like the calm villains, right? That kind of what makes her different. She's like a calm, like her approach is very calm. Her approach is kind of motherly essentially. What makes her so cool is that she has the power to be destructive, but she's not destructive. You know what I mean? Like she has the immense power to be destructive. Like what she fusion, shape shifting. What is the other power? I can't think of the other power, but like she literally can do the things, right? But she doesn't because that's kind of like not her persona a little bit. Like she just looks like a cool ass character. I don't know, like she's a very unique looking character to me. She just look cool to me. Like she looks cool. Like she's a very uniquely like looking character as well. And that kind of gives it extra brownie points for me because White Diamond, like she literally looks unique. Coming in at number 4, we have Azula. Stand the fuck up for the baddest bitch to ever do it. Stand the fuck up for the baddest bitch to ever do it. Azula, the skilled firebender. First of all, she doesn't just have fire, she has a blue fire. And she can also bend lightning as well. The master manipulator, the consistent villain of like, I'm gonna do what I want to do and I'm gonna do what needs to be done, and just a skilled fighter overall. Like I have to stand up. I have to stand the fuck up for Azula. Like be serious. Like we can say what she did as a villain, like she did it well. Like we don't always need good people, right? What she did as a villain, she did it well. She did it well, and that's why you have to stand up for her. Not only that, she's a bomb ass fighter. She also challenged her brother, right? I feel like if she didn't challenge her brother, we would not have the progress and the progress of redemption with Zuko. Do have to acknowledge that she is a little mentally a little unwell. She is a little psychotic, but she was, as a villain, I just feel like she just was well written. She did what needed to be done. She is emotionally stunned, but as a villain, she did what needed to be done. And she's just a bomb ass fighter. Like her skills and her abilities, like I have to stand up. I have to stand up. This is top 3. Okay? Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls. You don't have the first of all, Bill Cipher is easily have to be top 5 or top 3. If he's not top 5 or top 3, we have some things we need to discuss with you. But what we need to talk about, Gravity Falls as a show. We have to discuss it. Like, should I make a video essay about Gravity Falls as a show? I'll have to rewatch it. But like, Gravity Falls as a show, we need to have that discussion. Like, Bill Cipher, like, he teleported, he shapeshifts, gravity, he did something with gravity, like the immense power that he carried, right? And The only reason why I have him really high is because the dry sense for him as a character, right? It's not really because of, you know, the goals that he had in mind that went against the story that made him a villain. It's just him as a character. He's one of the most unique villains, I think, in cartoon history. Like, he looks like he's not harmful, right? Like, what is this little thing, right? Like, it's a triangle with legs and a cane and a hat. But, like, he's literally a psychotic demon. And, like, it's just the dry sense of humor he carries, the immense power and abilities that he carries. It's just, like, that's kind of what makes him, like, this bomb-ass, like, villain. Like, he's intelligent. Like, he's just, that's why he sit at the top, right? Because he's just unique as a character. He's just unique as a character. Like, a floating triangle that is out here committing villainous acts. So that's why he's sitting at number 3. Now, coming in at number 2. Now, I deviated from trying to use Disney villains because when we talk about villains, Disney has some of the best villains. Disney, and for like DC, specifically the Batman Gotham world, I feel like they have the best villains or the most unique villains, in my opinion. We could talk about that later. But I wanted to try and deviate as much as I can to not use like Disney villains because that would take up most of the list. But I had to at least pick one. And if I was gonna pick one, coming in at number 2, it's gonna be Hades. Be for real, y'all know I love Hades now. Like, come on now. Hades, he's first of all, he's literally god status. Like, he's literally a god. So like, he has power. He just has dark power, dark magic, immense power, right? Not only that, I'm talking about like Hades in Hercules. He was also funny. Like, he was funny, he was sassy, he had the humor, he just had it as a character. The voice acting, the looks, like the unique look of him just being all blue and not, well, it's a kids movie, so they kind of had to make him look as less threatening as possible. But like, just how he looks, like he was just a it girl. Like, he's just an it character villain. Like, he's one of the best villains in Disney, in the Disney franchise, animation Disney franchise. Chaotic. I love the chaos of like villains. Like, I love the chaos of it all. Like, I just love the chaos of him. Like, he's funny, he's chaotic, he just, why wouldn't he be at number? And he's Hades. Like, what do you mean? He's Hades. What do you mean? Like, do y'all not understand the story of Hades? Like, come on. Coming in at number 1. This may be a shocker to some of you. It shouldn't be. But once I explain it, you'll understand. Coming in at number 1 is the other mother. Yeah. The reason why the other mother is my favorite villain of all time, it's not because she eats children. Okay? It's not because she sucks the soul from children so she can survive, right? It is because she moves like a villain, as she should, right? Think about it. We don't know anything about the other mother. She's mysterious, right? She's mysterious. We left off in the movie. We don't know anything about this lady. We don't know. The thing is, we know that she is powerful, right? We know that she's a witch. We know that she is what? Maybe spider adjacent, insect adjacent. We don't know. We know that she has immense, powerful abilities, right? Hence why she is able to do the things that she do. We just don't know how many abilities she had. We don't know the extent of how she is able to do the things that she does. Like, be for real. Be for real. Like, we don't know. And all we have is conspiracy theories. All we can do is theorize. And that is what makes her powerful as a villain, because we don't even really know what she does. She can do it. We don't know really anything that she can do. That's what makes her have power, because it's like, I'm doing all these things behind the scenes. You girls don't even know what I be doing, but y'all know I'm powerful and I can do what needs to be done. That is insane. Be for real. Like, I think she can teleport. I think she is psychic, right? But like, we don't really know. Like, we can only get stuff from the movie. Like, we barely know that. Like, it's just the mysteriousness of it all. It's just the mysteriousness of it all. And like, I have to stick beside that. Like, I just have to stick beside that, because like, I am intrigued by her. Like, I'm just so intrigued by like who she is and like her backstory. We'll probably never really get a backstory of the other mother, but like, it's just, who is this lady? Like, and it just makes her so much more powerful, because it's like, we don't really know what she is, who she is, if she was a human, and what happened to her, how she got these abilities. Like, I feel like the mysteriousness give her being mysterious gives her that extra power. And it's like, and as a villain, she does what needs to be done. I mean, it fits the story of Coraline. The only way we'll have to give her like a redemption arc is if we get another movie. But like, she don't need that. My honorable mentions. So my honorable mention is Shego from Kim Possible. Cause she's similar to Kim Possible, but the only thing that kind of makes her different is she has like a superiority complex. But if I was a bad bitch like Shego, I would have a superiority complex as well. So I'm not even gonna hold you. So because she's a bad bitch and she has great fighting skills, why else? Anyway, next person as an honorable mention is Jasper from Steven Universe. The chaos and the aggressiveness of it all. I stand by. Yasma from Emperor's New Groove. Yasma and Kronk are just chaotic together. And I love Yasma as a character. I love Eartha Kitt, the voice actor of Yasma. Like, it's just, she's just fun. She's funny. She's a little unserious sometimes, but she does what she needs to do. It's Evil Morty. Evil Morty is definitely on this list. He does things that Morty as himself would never do, and he's oddly a lot more intelligent than the regular Morty. But yeah, those are my favorite villains, cartoon animation villains. If you have any cartoon or animation villains that are your faves that are on this list, or just any faves in general, you can comment those below and tell me why they're your faves. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
That's my opinion!